Hyper Havoc is what I am making the thumbnail of this video, and pretty much why you clicked on it, because is this NFL draft, is all the news that is coming out, is all the mock drafts that are leading up to this NFL draft, are all the projected trades and all the rumors and everything going on, the storm that is brewing in this NFL draft? Because that's the question that I'm trying to ask here. Is everything that's going on right now, is it just hype? Is it just people doing their jobs, stirring up the crowd, getting people talking about something that is just enough realistic to be believed that these teams are thinking about, but yet so crazy to think about at the same time that it's just blowing everyone's minds and no one knows what to think about this NFL draft? Or are these things actually happening and havoc is actually ensuing on this NFL draft? And that's what I'm here to talk about today, because I think specifically the quarterback position is the havoc that is wavering around this NFL draft and what is going to happen at the quarterback position. More importantly, what on earth is going to happen at 3 with the 49ers? Who is going to go? What's going to happen after that? Are the Falcons going to take someone? Are the Broncos going to trade up to try to get someone? Are the Patriots going to try to trade up to get someone? Are the Panthers, what are they doing now? Are they going to trade their pick now that they just got Sam Darnold? Are the Saints maybe going to trade up? Is a team going to come out of the blue and come out of nowhere and try to snab one of those quarterbacks early on in this draft? I have no clue. And that's what I'm coming out here to talk about now, because kind of the same thing happened last year where there's a lot of rumors about, oh, I heard that the Miami Dolphins, they don't like Tua anymore. They think he's too hurt. They don't think his knee is healed up as much, and they're going to go with Justin Herbert at 5. And what did the Dolphins do? They took Tua, as expected, at number 5. There's also talk, oh, I heard the Dolphins are trading up with the Bengals, and they're going to take the number 1 overall pick, and they're going to take Joe Burrow. That didn't even come close. I don't think it did. I never thought that that was a rumor. The Bengals knew that they were taking Joe Burrow the whole time, and that's what happened. It's kind of the same thing of what happened, I think, just a couple weeks ago or whatever, or a couple months ago. The Jets just coming out and saying, I don't know if it was the Jets, I don't know if it was just someone stirring up news, because that's their job, to get people talking about what they're talking about, that the Jets thought that Zach Wilson was a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence, and that if Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson were both on the board for them, they would take Zach Wilson still as their quarterback. There is just so much talk, there's so much skepticism and everything going around this NFL draft that it is doing their job. It is honestly doing, and what makes this NFL draft so great is all the hype leading up to it. Now, will that hype just be something that you look at over the draft and be like, once the draft is finished, once especially the first round is finished, because I think that's what we're specifically talking about here, was that just hype around it? Or is havoc actually going to ensue when this NFL draft first round date hits? Because it's coming up soon, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming up soon. And what the 49ers are doing at the quarterback position, no one knows. I have no clue. I think what's expected to happen, before I heard any news sources, before I saw the media and anything like that, I would bet that the 49ers take Justin Fields. But now it's starting to seem like Justin Fields is falling in all these mock drafts. And mock drafts are something, again, that are meant to be talked about, are meant to stir up conversation. I've seen Justin Fields going back to the Broncos. I've seen him going back to the Patriots. It is chaos, absolute chaos. Mac Jones has made the jump from some people early on when the mock draft started coming around, had him second round. Now he's jumped up all the way to the number 3 quarterback taken. Again, is this just a rumor? Or are the 49ers actually, is Kyle Shanahan actually going to want to take Mac Jones at 3? What about Trey Lance? We've completely forgot about Trey Lance. In my last mock draft, at the time that I made that mock draft, it was the popular decision that Trey Lance was going to be the 3rd quarterback off the board and taking him to the 49ers. Could we see 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the top 10? I think that is a definitely realistic thing that could happen. Can we see trades happening within the top 10? I think that is definitely realistic. Is it going to happen, though? Are we going to end up like we are last draft? Are we just caught up? Ask yourself this. Are you caught up in the hype of the moment right now and everything that's being talked about in this NFL draft? Is someone going to come up to you and say, oh, I just heard that the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking at taking Kyle Trask at number 1 instead of Trevor Lawrence? Is someone going to come up to you and ask you that, or tell you that, and you're going to end up believing it? Or do you think you know what's going to happen, and once this draft is over, you knew what was going to happen and that happened? Or are you going to be like, this was a disappointing draft because of all the hype that happened? And I honestly don't know what to believe going into this draft, because I could definitely see both things happening. I could see a world where at the end of the draft, I look back and it's Trevor Lawrence taken first. It's Zach Wilson taken second. It's Justin Fields taken third. Then you go, the Falcons probably take like Kyle Pitts. Bengals stick with Penny Sewell, which I've seen other drafts take Kyle Pitts, take a wide receiver at number 5 for the Bengals. I think it's crazy for them to take anything but Penny Sewell at the offensive line. Then you go to number 6 with the Dolphins. They're going to take Jamar Chase. You're going to have the Lions take Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith. You're going to have the Panthers now take probably Rashawn Slater or maybe a wide receiver, depending. Maybe they want to go Devontae Smith. I don't know. I think Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern is the probable pick there. And then you go the Broncos. The Broncos probably take Trey Lance. And then you get the Patriots stealing Mac Jones at number 15. Or is something going to happen? Are the Broncos or the Patriots going to trade up to number 4 with the Falcons? Because let's be honest, do the Falcons really need to do anything with that 4th pick? In my opinion, it would be smart for the Falcons to not take a quarterback, wait till next season, because your offense is pretty good right now. Let's be honest. Your offense is a quarterback away and maybe some improvements to that offensive line, but the receiving core as a whole in Atlanta is pretty good. Your defense is terrible. There's no point in getting your quarterback and trying to do anything this year. I'd say tank this year because you can't get your guy at number 4. You could get the 1st or 2nd, 3rd pick next year. You got Spencer Rattler, you got Sam Howell, you got a ton of other great quarterbacks in the draft. Go grab your guy there. So let's say the Falcons do trade that pick back to, let's say, the Patriots or the Broncos. What happens there? Who goes at that 4th spot? Do other teams try to, do the Patriots and Broncos in a battle for getting the 4th quarterback off the board? Do the Panthers, I don't know, what happens with Sam Darnold? Maybe he's just trade bait and the Panthers trade him to, let's say, the Falcons and get that 4th spot and then take the 4th quarterback off the board. There is so many unthinkable things. Maybe the Dolphins even take a quarterback, for goodness sake. Maybe they've just know in their minds that they've given up on Tua, and that's why they traded back up to 6 to get another quarterback, not to take a wide receiver or Kyle Pitts. Again, so many different things that could happen. I honestly, right now, I think that it is hype around the draft. If I had to pick either hype or Havoc, I'm going with the hype side because it just seems so simple and so clear for so many of these teams on what they need to do to become a successful franchise. And all they have to do is do it. And all the pieces are going to fall into place for them. The Havoc side is if one of those teams do not go for that easy Sherlock pick that we all think is there for them. And then that just creates so many opportunities for other teams to go and steal guys. And that's when trades happen. And that's when blah, 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 blah. Everything just becomes a mess. But I think if everything goes according to plan, and the plan is different for everyone. The plan could be completely different than what it is to you. But I think if the plan remains the same, at least in my mind, what is the plan for these NFL teams? The NFL draft this year, you're going to look back at it and be like, all this hype around that number 3 pick and what the Dolphins are going to do and what the Broncos are going to do and are the Patriots going to trade up and what are the Falcons going to do and all this other stuff. Are the Jets going to take Trevor Lawrence somehow, or are the Jaguars going to take Zach Wilson? And is all this other garbage going to happen? I don't think so. And I'm just going to look back at the draft and be like, it was a good draft. The players got what they needed. It's an amazing quality draft. But again, I just think that is hype right now. I could definitely see the Havoc happening, but I think it is all hype right now. So that's my video for today. I just wanted to talk about it because it's something that's on all of our minds right now. No matter what team of the NFL, like I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I've already admitted the Bears are taking a O-lineman. It's not going to be an exciting draft, but it is a draft that we need. We need to get a good O-line established. So taking an O-line, I think we're looking at Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. It's still a draft that I'm excited for because just watching how it all unfolds every single year, the NFL draft is one of my favorite days of the year. Draft day is one of my favorite movies of all time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like down below, comment, share, do whatever, subscribe. Thank you for watching and come back next time.